Hi everyone, I'm Law of the West, and 3.24.2 is going live very soon if it hasn't already by the time that you're watching this, which opens the way for the next build to move up from Evocati testing and into its place onto the PTU servers. And they've already announced that the build that Evocati are currently working on is 4.0, and I wanted to talk about why that's such a big deal. And 4.0 has been talked about by Chris Roberts going all the way back to the days when he did his 10 for the Chairman video posts. And he referred to 4.0 as being the build where they'd be adding the next system into the game. This is important because it not only represents that, but it's also one of the last biggest pieces of tech that needed to be added into the game. This and server meshing were the two biggest ones. And server meshing has gone through the replication layer phase and has already moved on to the next stage in its development. Another important thing about 4.0 is that it introduces the infrastructure that's going to be used over and over again to allow ships to freely move from one system to another. And now that it's in place, they can connect the dots that goes from Stanton to Pyro, and then from Pyro to the Nyx system in Levski, and then from Nyx to Odin. And from there, they'll be able to keep connecting one system after another as fast as they can make them. And creating these systems wasn't the thing that was taking so much time. It was creating the underlying tech that went into making all this happen. While that was being developed, they'd already made the Nyx system, Pyro, and Odin, and those last two solar systems are actually bigger than Stanton. And they've started development on Terra and a couple of other undisclosed systems. There are two more major gameplay elements that are still being worked on. The first is the Maelstrom system, which involves everything that's connected to physicalized damage and armor. And the last one is what they were calling Quantum, but now they're calling it Star Sim, which is responsible for creating the dynamic economy. But I think that as far as the physical mechanics of the game goes, 4.0 introduces the last bridge that it needed to shape the universe of Star Citizen into what they've always wanted it to be. And now that it's here, they have everything they need to keep expanding the edges of known space in the gaming world, which was also the reason behind why they were pushing so hard to get the player count up to the 2,000 marker. I'm sure that we're going to be seeing a lot more of this during this year's CitizenCon, which at the time this video was made was coming in the next 4 days. Well, that's going to be it for this update on the 4.0 build and what that's going to mean for this game. I've been your host, Law of the West. Thanks for watching, and take care.